If you're looking to lose 10 plus pounds of body fat and you're wondering how long is this really going to take you, watch this entire video, I got you covered. I want you to think about losing fat as the same way as saving money for a trip that you want to take. Let's say you start saving a little bit amount of money each week towards this trip. In order for you to do that, you are probably going to have to do things like go out to eat a little bit less throughout the week. You might have to do things like pulling back on the amount of alcohol that you are drinking. You might have to do things like not go and buy the extra pair of shoes or the extra jewelry or the handbag that you want. But you don't have to completely cut those things out. You can still go out to eat, but go one time instead of two. You can still buy new clothes, but you buy one shirt and one pants, not one shirt, one pants, and the Gucci handbag. You can still more or less do the things you like, just slightly pull back and sacrifice a little bit. So let's call that the moderate approach to saving money. Now, on the other hand, let's say you calculate your income, your expenses that you need to just live every single month. And you say, you know what, beyond the stuff that I need to just survive, pay my bills, eat food, groceries, water, gas, whatever, I am not spending any extra money at all. No going out to eat, no drinking alcohol, no buying new clothes. I'm wearing underwear with holes in them. I don't care. I'm just gonna pay my bills and the rest is gonna go to saving. Now, this would be a pretty massive shift in your lifestyle. You are gonna have to make a lot more sacrifices. You're gonna have to pull back on a lot more than what you would have done with the moderate approach. Let's call this the aggressive approach to saving money. In the first scenario, it would take you a longer duration, a longer amount of time to save the amount of money that you would need in order to go on this vacation. But you would still get to enjoy your day-to-day, week-to-week, month-to-month lifestyle a bit more because you don't have to completely cut everything out. Now, in the second scenario with the aggressive approach, you would get to your end goal of saving money a lot quicker because if you cut out all other extraneous expenses, all of that money is now going to go towards your savings and you would get to that end goal a little bit quicker. But you would, like we said, have a massive change on your lifestyle and what you would do on a day-to-day, week-to-week, month-to-month basis. And so now you're probably asking, okay, Eric, what does that have to do with fat loss? And also, what is the right answer? Is it the moderate approach or is it the more aggressive approach? The right answer is there is no right answer. It depends on you. It depends on your goals, your lifestyle, and what you want your life and or lifestyle to look like. It would be up to the individual to decide what is best for their goal. Losing 10 pounds of fat is the same exact process. Let's take the moderate approach first. In this scenario, you would probably have to pull back on going out to eat as much. You'd probably have to increase your daily exercise, your daily activity. Maybe you have to start waking up a little bit earlier to go to the gym in the morning before work. Maybe you have to start meal prepping a bit more, working in some fruits and veggies. But with the moderate approach, it's not like you can't have your favorite foods. It's not like you can't go out to eat. It's not like you can't, have a little trip here and there. You can still do these things, but you're gonna have to make a slight amount of sacrifices in order to lose those 10 pounds. You wouldn't suffer that much. And maybe the moderate approach takes you, let's say, 10 to 15 weeks. On the other hand, you could go in the more aggressive approach where in this case, yes, you would cut out those higher calorie, sugary foods that you might enjoy eating. You would cut out going out to eat on the weekends with your spouse or your friend. You would end up only eating chicken and broccoli and, working out 6-7 days a week, 1 to 2 hours of cardio per day. Like you would take a much more aggressive approach. In this scenario, your lifestyle, your what you would have to put in, what you would have to give, and what you'd have to sacrifice and suffer, that would be a little bit more if you're going, not a little bit, a lot more if you're going to take this aggressive approach. But Let's say, for example, it might take you 4 to 6 weeks, for example, to lose those 10 pounds of fat. So again, which one is the right answer? There isn't a right answer. You just need to know what is required of you to move the levers in which direction that you want to go. If you're okay with it taking a little bit longer so you can still enjoy your lifestyle and your day-to-day, week-a-week a bit more, that's incredible. Or if maybe you're like, no, screw this, I want to take the aggressive approach so I can see the results quicker, maybe that's your right option too. And by the way, you can have different approaches at different times. Maybe let's say like, you have a month coming up where you got nothing going on. Your schedule's clear, you're just doing regular work stuff. Maybe you take a bit more of an aggressive approach. Or let's say the next month, maybe you have holidays and traveling things going on, kids' school, whatever the case may be, and you take a more moderate approach. You just need to know the options and what is required of you, and then you get to decide which one is best for you. And I'm going to give you one last little secret that I have seen coaching thousands of people thus far in this journey. Let's say we're going back to the example of you saving money. You're doing nothing but saving every single penny that you make outside of what you are needing to live. And you're telling yourself, I'm not allowed to buy this. I can't go do this. I can't go do that. What do you think will happen when you are done that period of time? That let's say you do go aggressive. What happens when you're done that period of time? Honestly, we saw this with COVID where people weren't allowed to travel. And so what did they want to do more? They want to travel more. They want to get the hell out of their house. They want to move. They want to do things, because when you go in that much of an extreme, not allowing yourself to do something, not allowing yourself to have something, if you save everything and do nothing, when you start letting yourself and be like, all right, cool, I'm gonna let the reins loose a bit, usually people go crazy with their spending and they end up spending a shit ton of money, more than they would have just spent if they took the moderate approach in the beginning, right? Because not only are you like, oh my God, I've been bored out of my mind and not allowing myself to do anything for the past 8 weeks, but you're also just like, thank God that's finally over, let's go do something now. Normally, with your diet and your fat loss, it is more or less the exact same. Most people try to take an aggressive approach and they'll say things like, I'll go aggressive, but then I'll go more moderate when I'm done, which in theory is nice if you can actually put it into practical action. But a lot of times people will take the aggressive approach. They will really over-restrict themselves, cut out all their favorite foods, and then what happens is they will fall into this binge and overeating cycle, this restrict and binge eating cycle. They'll fall into this cycle of like they're going super hard with workouts for a long time, and then they have a month of no workouts because they're absolutely exhausted and burnt out. So I would just really try to be mindful of, if you're somebody who you're still thinking, I want to take the aggressive approach. I'm not saying don't do it, and I'm not saying you can't do it. But what I am saying is take some time to think about, if you are going to fall into this cycle, it might just be better for you to take a more moderate approach from the beginning. Because think about this. Let's say, we'll use the fat loss as the example. Let's say in 6 months, somebody takes the aggressive approach. In the first month, they lose 10 pounds. Let's say the second month, things are starting to get a little bit tough, and maybe they only lose, quote unquote, only lose 5 pounds that month. And then by month 3, month 4, 5, and 6, they're like, holy shit, screw this. I've lost no weight in this third month. In this month, I've actually gained 5 pounds. I've gained 10 pounds, and I've gained another 5 pounds because holy shit, I couldn't stick with that. In the 6 months, they would actually end up gaining 5 pounds as opposed to losing any weight. And again, that's because the approach they are taking is so restrictive and aggressive, versus, let's say that same person does 6 months of more moderate dieting, more moderate fat loss. Now, in the beginning, they might not lose as much weight. Let's say month 1 is 5 pounds, month 1 is 4 pounds, month 3 is 4 pounds, month 4 is 3 pounds, month 5 is 5 pounds, and month 6 is 4 pounds. Okay, it might not be 10 pounds in 1 month, 8 pounds in 1 month, but over the course of 6 months, they were able to stick with it a hell of a lot more. And after 6 months, they have lost the weight they wanted to lose, And they know how to maintain it, and they're able to maintain it because they didn't take an unsustainable approach from the beginning. And so I'll leave you with this one question we've asked every single one of our online coaching clients, which is, would you rather have rapid fat loss that you know is going to be unsustainable, or would you rather have slower weight loss that you know is going to be long-lasting and sustainable? In a logical state, you know you would probably rather have this answer. So when you choose this one and progress isn't going as fast as you want to, come back to this and remember this. All right. And speaking of our clients, if you want more personalized one-on-one help with your journey, there will be a link in the description of this video to check out our coaching options. I really hope this helped, and we'll chat next time.